Hi, this is Jack again, and I'm speaking about the creation and purpose of channels and psychics. Okay. What have we established thus far? Firstly, human beings since the beginning have become and are pre-programmed mind consciousness systems designed by the Anunnaki and the Sirians. Yeah. And Marduk, of course, and Enki and Enlil. And that there had come a time in this world, on this planet, and Anu knew about it, that they will not have interdimensional access. And that he has to automate his presence in existence through placing in, as I've explained, the white light and the white light system. He did have dimensional access, but not here in this 3D manifest physical universe. And that he automated the soul construct, and the soul construct with the white light, where all the memories are placed into the soul of past life experiences of the entire mind consciousness system placement of memories. So human beings live memories. They are memories that become memories through the soul construct. And so they were recycled over and over and over again, and that's how they lived their lives. Now, channels and psychics. I have said before that dimensional beings had access to a point of placing in only their head area into human beings. That's all they did. They just placed in their head into human beings. And then that's how channelings took place as well. I've spoken about the projections with the same way done. So, how channelings worked was as follows. Channelings was specific. It was specific from the perspective of all the channelings, all the words written, and all the beings that are channeled through channels that now exist. I'll get to psychics later because that's a completely different story. But through channels was that the beings would just stick in their head, that's it. They'd have a pre-written script from which they'd read, okay? That was in the beginning. The dimensional being would place their head inside the human being, would have the script, and would start talking. But then as the systems evolved here on Earth as human beings, the dimensional beings' systems also evolved. So what they did was the following. They actually designed like a mind consciousness system placement with already pre-programmed information of what is required to be said through channels. So what they do is for a moment they'd submerge the human being's mind consciousness system. It's really a placement inside the physical human body. It's your mind, it's what you speak from, it's what you think from, it's what you feel from, what you experience yourself from, etc. So what they do is they submerge it. In other words, they wouldn't put it off, because by God, if they put off your mind, you'd die, because your physical body is so in tune with these interdimensional systems. And if you don't understand the silence that is you'll die. You'll go crazy. So they developed these upgraded mind consciousness channeling systems. Okay? So what will happen is a dimensional being would then come in front of the human being as channel. They'd submerge the being's mind, just like the being would feel like it is they're standing back and another being is coming in type thing, but it's not really. What's actually the standing back experience is that the mind is being submerged, actually pushed down, but the being experience is going back. And then what happens is the mind consciousness channeling system is then placed in, and then now it's programmed with a different voice tonality. It's programmed with different word constructing, and it's definitely then programmed with a specific message. And it's even got a timer on it. In other words, It's got the whole script, and because of human beings' minds, they're not able to be there longer than 2 hours, not longer, because what happens is the human garden really maybe hour and a half, maybe not even an hour. It depends really, because what happens is if a human being's mind is submerged for too long, the entire mind consciousness system could actually start shutting down, and the human being could die. That's how serious these things are. So mainly hour and a half, hour tops, not longer than an hour and a half too. And that's how channeling worked. It was pre-programmed mind consciousness channeling systems. They were placed inside human beings. Of course, you had your famous names and things like that. And it was specifically also, after add that these mind consciousness program channeling systems were pre-programmed. The voice tonalities were specific. Why? Because the voice tonalities programmed all the other human beings' mind consciousness systems that was listening to this channeling. And that would even implant systems through the sound voice tonalities of this mind consciousness channeling system that was placed inside the human being who was channeling. So people, it was not really a being channeling. Way back it was beings, but more recent, in the past, I'd say